Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Shiny Giratina here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a video that's probably been the most requested video I make on my channel. So you see, I made a forum post a couple of days ago on September 16th, Monday. And it was, well, very well received, let's just say. As of the time I'm recording this, it has 167 degree ratings, 18 like ratings, and just a bunch of other ratings. It was a fairly flawed forum post, but that was just because it was mostly my opinions on YouTubers and just stuff that I think they really shouldn't do, and sometimes complaints with their content. But yeah, this video, however, is going to be a bit more centered on the recent controversies surrounding Skyblock YouTubers. And we're actually going to start off with the one that's probably caused the most controversy as of recent, which is Hypixel. Hypixel made a 6-minute video a couple of days ago of him hitting the world record damage on a dragon. Well, in that video, you could see in the thumbnail actually that he is the only player to damage the dragon, because he's the only player like actually fighting it. And the thing about this is that this alone would be kind of cool, like being the first player to solo a dragon, getting the world record on, getting the most damage. However, there was something he did to do that was very, very controversial. You see, Hypixel, he actually cut this out of the video using the YouTube editor, but in the original video, you can see him messaging the mod Chandoggy to kick a non-ranked player out of the lobby. So, what does this mean? Well, first of all, let's just see what I say here to straight up getting a mod to abuse their permissions to get a non out of the lobby. That's basically how I described it. Rav, a guy that I actually know, responded saying, "I think the thing that happened with Hypixel is completely fine. They were trying to break a record and have some fun. I'm sure the non that was kicked didn't have any affected to him. It was just a harmless kick. Sure, it's unfair to him, but he didn't lose much. A simple way they could have taken the situation, though, was to have an exclusive private lobby, if that's even possible, or to block off the entrance to the nest. See, the problem with this is, it just shows, if it happens with the dude, like, if I'm trying to break the record, like, does that mean I can just message a mod and then they kick it? No, and it really just shows the blatant favoritism towards people with red names. Yeah, and blocking off the entrance of the nest would have been a whole different mess. And actually, Hypixel did respond to my thread, or at least responded to the guy who said it was okay, like that he did what he did. Hypixel replies, "We actually tried to get an admin to get us in a private lobby, but they said it would be time consuming, so we had to use a public lobby. I don't get why people are mad over the kick. They didn't lose anything. They weren't grinding summoning eyes for half of the time. They were downright AFK on the edge of the dragon's nest. That's why I removed the clip from the video. It didn't give the full situation and was causing blatant misinformation." So he admits to removing the clip of him messaging Chandoggy. See, a big problem here though is, just keep in mind, this surfaces later how he mentions that the player is AFK. Just keep that in mind. Marky responds, "Making a video doesn't give you the right to kick another player from public lobby. You have the right to be there as much as you." And then Rav, he's about to hammer in the point, okay? "If you could give better information on the topic, I think we can come to an understanding. You got a mod to kick an AFK player from the lobby. It was a simple move and nothing was affected. They didn't lose anything, they were simply warped out of the lobby. I don't see a problem in this. The problem people have is probably the fact that the player gave no consent into being moved, even though he was AFK half the time. Keep on looking at those AFK. Like, every time he says AFK, just make a mental note in your head. Like, count it up. Because this is basically his main point to why it's okay. Honestly, I wouldn't really care. The guy was AFK. Yeah. So he didn't know what was happening. If I wasn't in his position and wasn't AFK, I would have simply asked to stay and watch the fight. If I was kicked even though I agreed not to hit the dragon or cause any problems, then there would the place where I would get angry. And then Unicorn Girl 3 brings up a great point. If he was AFK, why would they kick him? He's AFK, he can't interfere with the dragon fight, which is completely true. It's very unreasonable to kick an AFK person. And if that is your point, like that he was AFK so there was no harm, why kick him? There's no point. Photon Infinity or Scromper says, and this is one of the best posts I've seen actually, it's not the fact that he didn't lose anything that makes this an issue. It's the fact that this blatant favoritism towards the players and sets an unsettling precedent for the future of Skyblock. If mods will kick a player out of a lobby for a YouTuber, what can they do next? Imagine if in a future update, let's say a dungeon lobby was released, it had to be entered similar to how the dark auction functions now, and unluckily your raid group couldn't all enter because a random person entered instead. How would you feel if you were that random player and were kicked to accommodate someone else when you waited just as long as them to enter? Again, this is just an example to help understand how people feel when a player was kicked from a public lobby to help make your video. Captain Crunch responds, it's form names, Jesus Christ. The fact that you were treated differently from a normal player is what's wrong. If you did it by manually filling up a lobby, which is actually very possible, and I agree, people have done that before, this wouldn't have even been a problem in the first place. Just because you're a YouTuber doesn't mean you're entitled to something you aren't. What makes you different from all of us players? That got 10 agree rating. And then, it's Bryce, continuing to hammer down their only defense. Chill, they warped a mostly AFK player out of the lobby. It's not a big deal. They keep on clinging on to the fact that this guy's AFK. And just wait until later because this gets completely contradicted. Their only point gets contradicted. Hypixel later took down this post, which was actually very responsible of him because this post was stupid. But Hypixel responds, I don't see this as much of an issue as it's extremely rare to have a player sent out of a lobby. Alongside that, the player wasn't grinding summoning eyes or anything. We kindly asked him to leave and he outright refused to. We weren't going to do the fight with him because we didn't know if he would damage it or not. Because that's the point of the video, one person damages it. I wouldn't want it to be ruined and have to go out and buy another 8 summoning eyes. We told the player that they would be warped out up to 15 minutes before he was warped out, even while he wasn't AFK. But he still didn't leave. He could have left on his own, but he didn't. And see, that's the big thing. You lied about him being AFK, and that was like your only point. So, you contradict that, and what's your point now? That he outright refused to leave, so you decided to kick him and didn't really give him a choice in the matter? And again, this is a big problem because this is what YouTubers actually think. This is like their subconscious telling them that their opinion matters more than a regular player because they have subscribers or a fan base. Like, the culture around YouTubers needs to change, and I hope like me making that forum post and this video can help that and at least foster some sort of discussion around like how we hold YouTubers like in our minds. Like, do we look at them as idols? Because we can't look at them as role models half the time anymore. MJ the Cookie, yeah, he was on my stream the other day, says, you just dug a deeper hole by typing this message. I don't have a problem with removing a player for a video, but if it was a normal player asking a staff, would they do it? Probably not, because they mostly listen to higher priority players, aka YouTubers. But the thing about Pig is that he was actually, like, unlike the other guys I'm going to mention in this, he's actually very responsible. Marky asks him to buy MVP Plus, and this is where I really commend him, because he does buy the guy Hermes G_G MVP Plus, which I think is cool of him, just to pay him back. I would have also liked him to, like, cancel the giveaway of the strong helmet, like that he does at the end of the video, and given the player that he kicked the strong helmet. But I think it's cool enough, and I think it's a good enough way to repair the situation, as long as nothing like this happens again, and hopefully he just realizes he's no better than any ordinary player. But yeah, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I think Pigco handled the situation better than really anybody else we'll talk about. Timedeo is actually a figure who's fairly controversial because he has a long history of boosting, like, with his fans as well, like using his fans to get better block game stats. He also boosted in the Bed Wars tournament with Jin, a now well-known Bed Wars cheater. Wasn't well-known at the time. So that's basically the history of Timedeo, the controversy surrounding him. But recently, on Technoblade's stream, I think it was this Monday, or the day before, or maybe Tuesday, I don't actually remember. But Techno was streaming, and Timedeo put up, like, a rotten flesh, a water bottle, enchanted redstone block, and all of these things while Techno was streaming. And the thing is, he knows his fans are going to bid on that. So, he knows his fans are going to bid on the items. He has dedicated fans. He has 100,000 subscribers. So, you can see on the stream, there starts to be bidding wars for the items. And he's getting like 800k per item. Per item that's like worth $2 a piece. Except for the Ender helmet, I think. Like, he sold 2 of those. And he, like... So, this was kind of a controversial thing. Obviously. But, like, it was also controversial whether we should be making a big deal about this or not. But the thing is, we need to change the auction. Right now, if I'm a YouTuber, I could sell a rotten flesh on auction, starting at 10 coins, and eventually it'll sell for like 800k. No effort required. Nothing. And that's just the big, like, differing scale between normal players and YouTubers. But yeah, Timedeo was auctioning trash, and he got like 10 mil for all of it, or something like that. And he knew what he was doing. A big suggestion that a lot of people are making now is to make the auction house anonymous, which I think is cool. I think that's a great idea, honestly. And actually, speaking of that, when we're still talking about the auction house, is Tabor. He sold an Ember Rod for 14 million, or was it 24? It was either 14 or 24. On his last stream, he made a statement about it. I'll play it right now.
I understand why people can view this as a bad thing, primarily because I guess people think YouTube ranks is abusing. And I get it, because typically a YouTuber rank normally gets a higher amount of bids on auctions that they put up. And I'm not entirely sure why people do that, but it's just something that has been there since the start. But that isn't the whole reason why this player bid this amount of money. I did get in a Discord with him as well because I wanted to, like, you know, just ask him why he was doing everything. And again, he was quitting, so that's just kind of his whole reason behind it all. Now, I'm sure some of you guys might find this scummy and just overall not really getting the sword by myself. But overall, I do think I would have gotten it either way within the next couple of days. I do put a lot of work into my Skyblock. I mean, I did get Superior all by myself. I got the sword by myself. I give away some other things too. I do eyes for other people. I get the matchup with the dragons. Honestly, I think it's just...
So yeah, he was fairly mature about it. He like says some stuff that's weird about like YouTubers kind of deserving that, which I really don't agree with, but I get it. He was like, he would have given it away to someone else if Tabor didn't accept it, and somebody else would have accepted it hands-free. So I think he handled the situation fairly well, like Hypixel. Well, not quite as like badly as Hypixel. Hypixel's first response was pretty terrible. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the auction scandals. And finally, I wanted to message a guy who is actually a YouTuber. Like, a fairly well-known YouTuber who's, like, really well-known for, like, being a genuine dude and actually caring about issues facing, like, the Hypixel Skyblock community. He's played the game a lot, too. Mr. Akinsoft. I messaged him saying, I would just like your opinion or take on the recent controversies surrounding popular Skyblock YouTubers abusing their rank/fame. You seem to be very forthcoming, and I just wanted the opinion of a fairly large YouTuber in their own right. Akinsoft said, abusing rank or fame to gain anything is just dumb, especially since they have influence over others. I won't say any name, but some of them are making a joke out of gaining items/coins from their fans, Tommy in it, and it makes their fans give them just more and more for the meme. But at the end of the day, they're still gaining from abusing their rank/fame. I usually always trade goods when my viewers need something and rarely take expensive items for free, ever. But I mean, there's nothing to do about it, I don't think. It's their behavior that has to change, no rules about rank abuse. The problem is, how are we going to change their behavior if they've been doing it for so long? That's the only thing. I do agree with his point, personally. Do you have anything to say about Hypixel getting a Hypixel moderator to abuse their perms and kick a player from the lobby, just so that Hypixel could solo fight a drag? This seems to be the source of most outrage in the community. If it actually happened, the moderator should be punished, not Hypixel. Well, I believe the punishment should be applied. Again, the moderator in question here was Chandot. As you can see from screenshots of this video. I can't actually find them. You can see he deleted the clip from his video. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the recent controversies going around in Skyblock. I'm not sure when I'm going to title this video, but I tried to get it out as fast as possible. If you want to see my next video, where I basically just rip on some Hypixel Skyblock YouTubers content, like Zach Plays AN, Finster, stuff like that, I guess subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm gonna try to get that out as soon as possible as well. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been mostly my take. We're just really me covering all of the recent controversies in Hypixel Skyblock. My name's Shiny Giratina. I'm signing out. Bye.